Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, two dope dads would like to present to you the tag team champions of the world. It's your man Qualified, aka the Dirty Daddy, aka Dr. Footlover, aka the Black American Dream, aka Mr. Black Future, aka Mr. AKA, and right next to me we have...
Yo. It's Eddie C.
Yep.
AKA Napkin Co.
Okay.
AKA Mr. Naps on Naps on Naps.
Naps on Naps.
AKA the Sleepy Beefy Teethy? Mr. Wiggles.
Yeah. In the flesh. Oh, that's your line. My bad.
Yeah.
I got excited.
It's a long weekend. I took a lot of naps.
Yeah, man. You know, sometimes you got to do that and rejuvenate. Yeah. Oh, and look who's over there.
What's up?
It's Jason, aka Death.
Yeah.
You say death?
I did not take a lot of naps.
Deaths.
What'd you call me?
I think he
Deaf, like you can't hear.
No, I thought he put a TH on the end of it.
Oh.
Depend who you are.
See how you said, what do you call me? It's almost like you called him a POC.
Those are our words.
In that order.
In that order.
We got to make a shirt that says, these are our words, and then in small print, in that order.
Hell yeah. Call out to the last episode. If you missed it, go watch that shit.
Yeah, man.
And then watch the one before that.
Yeah. Just start at the beginning, watch them all up to this episode,
That makes
and then be
sense.
like, oh, shit. Caught up.
I mean, assuming they haven't watched them.
Yeah, if you haven't already.
But if you have, just do it again.
That's true, too.
Yeah, man.
Watch them.
Because it's funny twice.
Yeah. And if you don't want to watch it for a second time, before you go to bed, just put it on play, turn the volume all the way down, run it up.
Does that work? Because on when you are running up the streams on Spotify, if you put it on mute, apparently they don't count.
I don't know. I'm pretty sure they count.
This voice could be the last thing they hear at night.
Oh, we have an episode where we did some ASMR shit, so you might want to listen.
We should do a whole ASMR episode.
Probably. We're also going to do a mukbang.
What?
The fuck did you just call me?
A POC?
A what?
A mukbang.
Oh. I thought they said a muff bang.
I don't know what that is.
Bam.
I'll explain it to you later.
Yeah. So, how are you guys, man? I didn't even press that clock thing.
Oh, bam.
Boom. But yeah, what's been going on besides naps?
So I haven't been napping. I've been working.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm in retail,
Chump.
so any excuse to have me selling shit. If y'all would stop buying shit during a holiday, I'd probably get the day off.
Damn.
And if you are buying shit on a holiday and you ain't listening to me, then come buy from me at least. Shit.
Yeah. See him.
Yeah. Oh, but I did get this dope shirt.
Yay! The boss.
From Hero.
Shout out to Hero.
And then on the back.
Oh.
I almost fell.
Talk to him. Don't do that. Honolulu.
Most wanted.
Honolulu.
What's it say?
Honolulu.
Yeah,
Most
but
wanted.
most wanted.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You already
And then
know.
he gave us that piece. He was like, yo, throw this up in the studio.
Right there. You see some new artwork here
So
on the...
Shout out to Tonk and Hero. Go follow him, man. I'll have the links down below. Hero got a website. He's selling these. He got these dope ass beanies. Hold up, I'm gonna show you.
Show it to him.
Oh, that's
I'm not
dope.
landing any tricks on camera.
They got
Yeah.
different colors and shit too. Right here.
Yeah, talk to him.
Look at this shit.
Bow.
It's just not focusing. One of these gonna get him.
Oh,
I'm gonna show them all y'all. One of y'all got him. See, look at that. I look like a gangster.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Boom.
Yeah, man. So tap in with them, cop one of they beanies. tap in with us. Cop one of our dope dad hats as well. Links in our bio on Instagrams everywhere, man. Holla at us.
Chill.
But yeah, other than that, just been editing videos for the podcast.
Hell
You know what? I'm not
we
working.
appreciate
We
so
appreciate you.
much.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
You're welcome.
Yeah. So,
How about you?
shit.
How you doing?
Not too bad.
I heard you picked up some scrubs.
I did.
I
So
don't
I
want
started
no scrubs.
Yeah, not those guys.
I started a new job. I'm not a doctor.
Yeah.
I just play one on TV.
Nice.
Actually, no, I don't. But I've been picked up a new job. So like working in the ER.
Holding hearts.
Damn.
Holding hearts. Livers, spleens, shit,
Juggling.
whatever they need me to hold, man. Yeah. So
Can people buy organs?
not at the hospital.
But I got a website for you. I'll tell you later.
I don't know anything about that.
Okay.
No,
I'm
but,
asking for a friend.
yeah, sure.
The black market is nothing like Black Twitter.
No, very different, very different places.
Am I able to tap in?
It's probably easier for you to tap into the black market than Black Twitter, honestly.
Yeah.
No, I'm playing with
It's a
you.
separate app.
Oh,
I mean, you can watch Black
can
Twitter.
watch,
like you
yeah.
can get on there and like just.
You could
but I can't
observe.
transact.
No.
No.
I mean, you could try. You can find some cool folks.
You use your profile picture as a picture of Kevin.
No, that's catfishing.
Yeah, don't do that.
Oh,
Don't do
catfishing.
that. Don't catfish them.
Yeah.
Make it a celebrity so they know. Terry
It's just
Crews.
outrageous enough, yeah.
Don't do
Terry
Terry Crews. They don't fuck with him on Black Twitter.
Oh damn.
Shit.
Even on some bullshit.
Wait, why?
They're accusing him of being the C word that rhymes with moon.
Oh.
Yeah.
Thanks for the rhyming portion, because I was thinking a different C word.
Yeah, no, that's why I had to give it to
Yeah.
you.
Thanks.
Oh, man. But yeah, we won't get into it because Terry Crews has big muscles. Pause.
You do.
But he was doing some. He was just saying some goofy shit, and it's just like, nigga, what the fuck? But yeah,
Terry Crews tried to model his body off of mine.
He failed.
Yeah.
yeah, what,
That's what I was thinking.
right? What the fuck was he doing? Didn't come close.
Yeah, it's a lot of hard work and dedication went into this.
It's like Harold and Kumar when they leave the apartment and they forget their phone. They've gone too far.
Yes. Yo, which Harold and Kumar is there a Harold and Kumar where it's like Christmas?
Yes.
Which one is that?
The third one.
Yeah.
Okay. So the time where I watched the third one was also the first time I did dabs.
Wow.
I don't really I can't really tell you what happened in the movie because I haven't watched it since. But I was bugging out, and I'm pretty sure that where I was watching it, the guy had like a 3D TV, and it was just too much going on.
They did release it in 3D. I don't know if it was on DVD in 3D. Did they make you wear glasses?
He wears glasses anyway.
He
It's all the same.
Actually, he didn't wear glasses until then. They made him wear it, and he just never took them off.
you know what's crazy is like if they never told you it was in 3D, they had you take the dab, and then while you're kind of like bugging out and it's hitting you, they just swap your glasses and hope you don't notice. And then the movie starts and you're like, oh fuck.
Oh man, yeah, it was bugging. I was bugging.
They did release it in 3D in theaters for sure though.
Okay.
So I guess it's possible.
3D movies sucked in theaters. Like I would always get a headache.
Did you smoke first?
No.
You're not doing it right.
Fuck.
Yeah. Did you use the theater's 3D glasses or did you bring your own?
I don't own 3D glasses.
That was your first problem.
Oh shit.
Nah, but
Are your glasses 3D?
it's G14 classified, my friend.
Oh, all right, my bad.
Am I 2-dimensional or 3-dimensional right now?
Shit, man. I think we covered this before on a previous podcast. We're 2D. Stick figures.
Tripods.
Tripod crew. Pause.
So one thing that I've been doing
Yeah.
lately
Uh-huh.
is collecting records.
Nice.
Hell yeah.
That's something that Jason does as well. So
Yeah,
now
he
you
copied
guys
me. It's crazy.
Yeah.
What?
No, I remember this because like you told me like, yo, I'm thinking about collecting records, but you just didn't do it until recently.
Yeah.
But then you had the idea first, so it was they call that like your intellectual property or IP for short. So it was your IP, and then he acted on it. So I feel you.
That's not what IP means.
Sure, it is.
Is it not? Because that sounded really fucking convincing. You're sucking it up.
Oh, Google man just go see because we called him out on it. Look at him turning red. That's why you upset.
He bitches about Google and everything else.
Let me prove I'm wrong.
Yeah. And then I told Jason, I was like, hey, man, 3 years ago, I was thinking about collecting records. And he was like, oh, yeah, records. And he started it first.
Mm-hmm. But second.
The second.
Intellectual property is a work of invention that is a result of creativity, such as a manuscript or a design to which one has rights to or owns.
Yeah, that's what he said.
They may be able to apply a patent, copyright, or trademark. You can't copyright the idea of collecting records.
Says you.
When did you go to law school?
Same time you got your PhD.
Damn. Touche.
Maybe he did because he is kind of good at arguing.
Yeah, I believe you with that comeback. I was But yeah, vinyls.
Yeah, no.
I started getting really into them, and I realize I think it's because I like to have physical music. You know, like I want to be able to hold the album, see the art. Sometimes the inside the sleeve there's like a poster or something.
I don't want to like music nerd us out, but I feel like this like want for like physical music is an offshoot of just like so many years of streaming and everything going to streaming, and also like going back to vinyl a lot of times. Like when you guys are collecting records, a lot of you guys are digging, you're finding old stuff, or like, you know, just stuff from the past that you guys haven't come across. You know, I'm gonna check this out. Like when we came, we were just hanging out at your place listening to some records. You brought over that German dude. German dude shit sounded great. I don't know what the fuck he was talking about because I don't understand German, but shout out to my Germans. Yeah, I mean, respect. But like
His name was Anin May Cantorit. I don't know if I pronounced that correctly.
Probably not.
I wish he came out with a shorter name.
Yeah. And then shout out to
It's got an abbreviation, occasionally shortened to AMK. So now
AMK.
shout out to AMK.
Yeah. AMK. Shout out to our dog. I was gonna say AMK in the building, but he's not here. But you know, friend of the show. That's my man's. I'm using my rap city voice.
So I found him he was doing covers on YouTube, and one of them kind of circulated on TikTok.
Yeah.
And he's got this like crazy, like deep, powerful voice. So it's super unique. Like, it's not the kind of shit you hear all the time. He's not technically the best singer, but just really interesting, like, vocalization of music. So I was diving into like pretty much all his covers, everything I could find on YouTube. And then I was like, I need to hear this dude's real music, like his actual shit. Just turns out all his actual shit's in German.
Yeah, but it's lit though.
It was cool.
Okay. He outside. But yeah, with a lot of the stuff that you guys are finding, it's like I said, it's older stuff, so it's, I guess it kind of has the feeling of more substance, and then listening to it on the vinyl, you know, it's like, oh, okay, it's a feeling, it's a vibe, right? And I feel like with a lot of this music that's being made in the streaming era, just because of how like the industry is and how they're pumping out these artists, and like people are like, before when they had to press up albums, like even on CDs, like it might be a year and a half that like somebody's working an album that comes out, like they're dropping more singles on the radio, they're still pushing this album and then touring on it, and then it, you know, a year and a half later, here comes the follow-up album. Like a dude will drop his first project in January, follow-up will be here in the summer, and you might even get, if those did good on the first weeks, you might even get another project before the year ends, like if he's buzzing enough. From some people, and it might not be like full projects, but that's a lot of music coming out, like
it's like fast food
in
a fast amount of time. And exactly, right? So like some of this new stuff doesn't really have like that vibe, right? You don't want to, like, there's some of these new cats that like just come through streaming, like you don't want to put that on vinyl, and maybe like, you know, we're just sounding like the old heads, but I mean nigga, you tuned in to Two Dope Dads, what the fuck you thought it was?
so not just the music, but I'm gonna keep harping on this. I've talked about this every time we bring it up. The system, like the way that you're listening to music, the equipment you're using that projects the sound, right? So we're in an era where sound shops, like stereo stores, Radio Shack, like shit like that, is all closed down, right? We got, I think, Guitar Center is open.
Best Buy.
We got a Best Buy, but does our Best Buy even have a stereo department? They have like an aisle, I think, with like some receivers and speakers. Like back in the day, they had specialized stores because you needed somebody that knew how to piece parts together, show people what the capabilities were, what the differences is, and explaining like differences in frequencies and decibels is kind of an abstract idea if you're not like trained on what that is. So it took a specialist to kind of put it in layman's terms and do demonstrations and help people understand what it is that they're buying. You know, nowadays everyone's just got a sound bar or a little Bluetooth speaker, and it's like the wireless connectivity. Yo, there's such a thing as golden connector, like RCA cables, because gold is the most what's it called? There's a word for it. Conductive metal, right? So they're saying,
good job, Eddie.
Hey,
that's why I fucks with you.
it's my PhD.
So it's the most conductive. So they do the gold tipped RCA cables so that it's a cleaner signal. You get a more powerful signal too. So you get a stronger sound output. Like that's how fucking like people want wireless speakers. Someone who cares about the music they're listening to doesn't want wireless. They want the connection. Right? So it does affect the music. I know nowadays people don't generally care. They don't realize music can sound a certain way. If you're in the music industry, you might get a taste of it if you go in the studio, because usually the sound guys, they got good shit. And it's all connective. It's not wireless Bluetooth shit.
Right.
You know what I mean? So I think it's something, an appreciation that very few people have these days. If you go to a lot of even concerts, we've gone to like bunk concerts where like the sound shit is exactly. It's like, and I've talked to sound guys before at venues, like the resident sound guy that didn't know what equipment I was asking for. He's like, oh, why do you need that? I'm just like, it's how we get the sound the way I want it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But it is what it is. It's an old thing that's kind of going by the way of the dinosaur. But that's why I fucks with it, and that's why I fucks with like the old timers that have that knowledge. Because even for me, I'm not super knowledgeable on that. I learned a lot from my dad. He gave me all his old sound books, sound engineering books.
Damn.
Yeah, he used to do that. He was a sound guy for like concerts and shit. I think we talked about that.
But
I like the. I didn't mean.
No,
to,
go ahead.
I didn't want the subject to change, but part of what you said about the system, it's like I like that I have my little setup that I worked on, and like it's like that part of the room, you know. So like when I'm getting ready to play a vinyl, I'm in that part of the room. Like I usually pull up a chair right in front of the speakers, so it's like I'm entering the place that I'm going to listen to music to.
Yeah.
Or listen to music.
And so we know sound is vibration. Sound is reflective. It bounces off things, right? And so that's the whole the meaning of acoustic, right? The acoustics of a room. So as you start to develop your system more and learning what you like and acquiring new gear to make the system bigger or clearer, whatever it is, you're also going to learn the characteristics of the equipment as well as the characteristics of the room. And you're going to play with positioning and figure out where you want to be relative to where the speakers are and where you want to position those speakers. You know what I mean? It's all about the acoustics. So it's going to be a process for you, and it's constantly growing because there's no one like perfect, this is the mecca of all systems and positioning. You just play with it.
Motherfucker, you can tell he really know about this sound shit. Right
You just
this is fire. Nah, go, I just said I feel like you coaching me right now. I'm about to go run through a wall and set up some speakers. Go ahead.
I love when shit like never ends.
Yeah.
When you can be on a constant journey for something and there's no clear endpoint to it, and it's all about your satisfaction with what you're doing and training yourself to understand the mechanics behind that while enjoying music. That's the fucking best part.
Yeah.
I have to challenge what you said though. There is a limit, and that limit is my bank account.
That's true.
Right. The one major limit of all adults.
Some of shit gets expensive.
Of most adults.
You were showing me some of the systems you're looking at too. I can show you some shit I want to buy. It's fucking expensive.
But I mean, as we were, because we kind of thought about talking about some of this beforehand, and it kind of made me think of something else like that was interesting to me, so I decided to bring it up to you guys right now. With like going back to records, it's kind of like also like a feeling of nostalgia, like when we were younger, when like how I was talking about how it would take longer to get an album from somebody, right? And like when I remember after College Dropout came out and I had the CD, and then Late Registration was coming, and I was just so excited. And like after seeing how Kanye was blowing up, he was like everywhere, I was like, okay, cool. Then when Late Registration actually dropped, like the Tuesday it hit, I went to the store, got the CD, and like I had it in, I had it there, and I'm listening. I'm just like, oh shit, I was sitting there. I didn't even have headphones, so I'm sitting there. I put it in the CD player, and I sat there and stared at the CD player, like, and just was sitting there listening. It was like a concert for me, just sitting there. And on the Diamonds remix when Hove's verse came in, because I didn't know Hove was on the song, because I hadn't heard the remix yet. So Hove, he's like, I got it from here, yeah. I was like, in my room, like staring at my CD player, made the shit skip. Like, but just that feeling, like now when music drops on a Friday and it's right there in my phone, I don't have that same feeling for anybody that drops now, and I miss that. So like, with you guys being able to, I feel like that's kind of a way to like recapture some of that with being able to dig for the vinyls,
because you can hear it like online or on YouTube or whatever the streaming service is, and when I hear something that's kind of new or from somebody I haven't heard before, I'm like, oh shit, like I like this, like this could be a vibe for me. Like when I want to listen to music and I go look for the record, I find the record, I'm like, oh fuck yeah,
and how you put me on the Oliver Tree.
Exactly.
So,
which is also some dope vinyl music. If any of you motherfuckers out there listen to records, go get that shit.
But like something even like even bigger idea than that, nostalgia, just like even going back to records, right? Like records, that's the stuff that like, that's how our parents grew up listening to music, like their parents and stuff like that. So just like, as it was just kind of interesting to me as we're getting older and missing some of the feelings that we had when we were younger, and like just going back into stuff that like we grew up with. Like for me, extending the idea beyond just music, I've always been a sports fan. My dad was a big sports fan. He would watch all kinds of games. Like that's how I got into basketball. My team is the Houston Rockets. How they became my team was my dad's team. He was rooting for them because he had lived in Houston with my, that's where he met my mom. Is where he went to college. When they were in college, Hakeem Olajuwon was in college in Houston. Then got drafted by the Houston Rockets. So their first championship run was my dad was watching the whole playoffs, and they're going on a run. And I think this was they were like a 6 seed that year, so they're going on a run to the finals against the Knicks, and nobody was thinking that they would be there. This was the first year that Michael Jordan had retired, so it was like the NBA was wide open. Anyway, they win the NBA Finals in a Game 7 in New York, and watching that whole run was like, okay, this is my team now. And then the very next year, they won the title again, like back to back. So like, I'm like, oh, we're the best team in the world. Haven't won championship since. It's cool, but like,
the back to back, was that shirt?
Yeah.
Fuck yeah.
Basketball is something, just sports in general, that's something that I've always been into. And then like when I was younger, coming up, like it was hard to see the different recruits, like who was dope in high school and shit like that. Now it's a whole lot
With the
easier.
internet,
now it's a whole lot easier. But just today, like I have all kinds of apps now to keep up with sports, and especially as I get older, like it's a whole thing for me. Like when it's Houston Rocket, when it's basketball season, I almost said Houston Rocket season. When it's basketball season, like last year I got Team Pass, so I could watch every single Rockets game, and like it's a whole like vibe setup. Like if I have like a day off and the game is on, like it's like, hey, I'm letting y'all know game come on at this time, don't bother me,
I'm about to go to work.
like, yeah, I mean, it's almost like how like when I was younger, how my dad would be like, "Hey, the game's coming on, so we gonna set up, like let you." And it's like the same thing. Like, so it's just interesting, like how you were talking about the sound system. That's something that your dad, like so just like stuff that we grew up with. Like now that we're getting older and looking for some of those comforts that aren't coming from
the world,
we're like going back to the shit we grew up with, the shit
that's wild.
You know what I mean? Yeah. It's just like, wow, shit.
I never thought about that. I mean, I knew there's a connection to like there's some shit my dad taught me, but
yeah, like it's
pretty
just,
cool.
Yeah, you know what I mean? It's just interesting.
No, but you're right. My dad used to dance, and he didn't have a record player, but he had one of them 100 disc CD like things. You put all this shit in, and it spins around, and you just press the numbers. You play some shit. I used to like do popping and locking. He and B-boy, like when they started doing the acrobatic shit, he had already like kind of stepped out of the scene, but he used to compete and shit.
Damn.
And like he was telling me he was winning money in like talent shows in high school and shit.
We have to challenge him when next time we go to your crib.
Probably, yeah. You can see what's good, man. He tried to teach me, and I was, that kind of shit, yeah.
Come on now.
When I was little, he was trying to teach me how to dance, and I was like, what is this old shit? Like, I'd never seen people dance like that. Now I wish I paid attention. I wish I listened to
hold
him.
up. So even the hip hop shit, your pops was on hip hop before you was?
Damn.
Yeah.
Nigga, see?
Yeah.
Damn, you really your father's son.
Yeah.
You're
That's
your
dope,
father's
though.
son. Hey.
Your father's son. He's a father's son.
Oh, and my dad was one of them motherfucking stereo sellers too. He worked at Bose for hella long, since like college, I think. And he worked in the service, so he would repair shit, and then he worked in sales, and eventually he managed the service center and did all the big contracts before they went to the big box retailer.
Last time I was at his crib, his dad tried to sell me some speakers.
Oh, it's a dope setup.
No.
You should. I mean, I might. I don't know. It's a good. It's a good setup.
Damn.
It's just a newer setup, and I'm like looking for more vintage stuff, like older things. Like I want to rediscover some of the old technologies. You know what I mean? Like it's one of the things you're talking about, streaming and how it's so instant, and we're so used to the internet, like with the draft or like the college guys or whatever. It's people think like everything's instant, everything's digital. I feel like people would be amazed at the idea of what a vinyl actually is. Like I don't think people commit too much thought to it. First time I realized it was I was at Cozy's house.
Yeah.
And he had put on some shit and he was scratching, and I was watching him scratch. And I knew what scratching was. I'd seen him scratch a bunch. This is the first time he was like, "Oh, you want to try Def?" I was like, "Fuck yeah." And I'm over there, and like the whole concept of controlling the music, like motion equals music, reverse motion equals reverse music. I was just like, oh, what the fuck? Like whole space-time continuum, like the whole shit changed, you know, because I had become so accustomed to it's just instant, it's everywhere. I press play, it plays. There is no space involved. It just is.
Yeah, it just happens.
And then he had a disc with music on it that I could control, and it translated into real physical space. And I was like, holy fuck, how they do that?
Yeah.
And we got computers, you know what I mean? Our parents, they don't have records because to them it's like they created the internet. It's like, oh fuck, how did they make that? Well, we're in the opposite.
Yeah.
We're used to everything being digitized.
Right.
We're not used to having something so abstract as vibrations in certain patterns and sequences that sound good to us be replicated on a physical object that can reproduce that. How crazy is that?
This shit is like familiar to us, but like it's new experience in it because like shit, we ain't play no fucking records.
Nah, man. I have my CD book in my car.
Yeah. We're talking lasers. And now we go back to a needle in some fucking grooves. Like that shit.
Groove is in the house.
One of the biggest inventions since like the printing press.
I don't have anything for printing press. I was giving you ad libs. My bad.
It's the best thing since sliced bread. Speaking of space, when you said space earlier, last night I was super high.
Yeah.
And I was watching this documentary on HBO Max. And it was a space documentary narrated by the black dude, but he's like English. Idris.
Oh, Idris Elba.
Yeah, Idris Elba. Yeah.
Yeah.
It was narrated by him. And bro, I was tripping out because like, follow me here.
Okay.
We're on a planet, right? In the solar system.
Yeah.
That's where we at.
In the Milky Way.
In the Milky Way.
In the galaxy.
Facts.
And that galaxy is in a universe.
Yep.
And that universe is just one universe out of a billion universes. Shit's crazy, bro.
It is.
Yeah.
Like we're tiny.
So small.
So shit. This reminds me.
It's almost like we're bacteria.
I feel like I tried
That
to
fuck.
explain this to you guys before. Not on air, I think, but I'm not sure. But fuck, I forget the name of there's a phenomenon that like they say astronauts experience when they go out
Oh yeah.
in the space.
Yeah. That like we're all one.
Right.
Yeah.
Like, and it's something about like going out in the outer space and like seeing the world from outer space, and it's just like, yo, we're all here together. Like there's no borders, like there's nothing separating us, like we're together.
Yeah.
And it's just something about like seeing it from out there that like gives them that fucking realization or whatever. But there's like, it's such a thing that there's like a name for that phenomenon. I forget.
Zen.
No, but
Yeah, they're one with everything.
well, no, but there's like specifically for going into outer space.
Oh.
Man,
That shit is crazy, bro.
Yeah.
Because they're saying like there's a trillion, like there could be a trillion stars in a
Galaxy.
Yeah.
it's called the overview effect.
That's what I said.
Yeah.
You
That's,
said
that's,
Zen.
no, he said the overview.
Oh, I'm sorry. It sounded like Zen.
I make that mistake all the time.
No, that's dope. I'm trying to make the connection to them both
To
being
Zen.
the idea of like just a higher perspective,
Oh yeah, definitely.
right? So some people, they like sat and meditated to come to that conclusion.
Yeah.
Others built fucking rockets and went into space.
Right. Yeah.
One of them was a little extreme, slightly more dangerous.
Just strap themselves in a rocket.
Yeah, because I feel like I've also come to the realization that like we're all in this together. Shout out to High School Musical. But we're all in this together. I don't know any
Yeah, I
of
don't
the
know the
words
words
after that.
after that either. Yeah.
I've never seen High School Musical.
I don't think I have either.
Yeah, no, I've never like sat down and watched it on purpose.
But as soon as he said all in this together, I knew.
Yeah, but anyway,
I was gonna say.
go ahead.
With the music thing, I did cassettes. Y'all ever have cassettes?
Yeah.
Yes,
I had I had a yellow Walkman.
I recorded songs I liked off the radio on cassettes.
Oh, I did that shit.
Yeah,
I was telling Jason that when I would go visit my grandma in New York during the summers, I would record Hot 97.
yeah,
And I would record like Funk Master Flex at like 7 p.m.,
Yeah.
like on a Friday night.
That's dope.
Yeah.
I got that shit when I was like, I want to say like 7 years old. Got like a little CD player with a cassette tape thing on it. Like it was a little cheapy one, but they had all the functions, the radio. My dad gave me a bunch of blank cassettes because he didn't know what he was gonna do with them, but he had some. I was like, "What do you do with this? You can record songs." So he showed me how to do it. It's fucking dope.
When you were just talking about recording Hot 97, one thing that I miss is like music video shows, like real music video shows, like Rap City the Basement. They would show mad videos, and it would be like all the dope cats, but then it would be like cats who were like kind of still on the come up, but had deals, but like you might not know what's going on. And then especially at this time, like living in Hawaii, like cats like Ray Cash wasn't on the radio out here, but I could turn on Rap City the Basement and see bumping my music, like, you know what I mean? And that was shit that was bubbling in like other cities. So like before the internet was really popping, like before the blog era was taking off for me, like my shit was tuning into shows like Rap City the Basement,
106 in Park.
106 in Park. There was another what was it? Direct Effect.
Oh yeah.
On MTV, and then when MTV2 came out, and it was like mostly just videos. Like before they had a whole bunch of shows and we were showing all the shows on there. It was mostly videos, and they would play like more like underground shit. Like that's where I would see like you would catch like cats like who was signed to Raucous. Like that's where I would see Talib's video. That was the first place I saw the Get By video was on MTV2.
Yeah, fuck yeah.
And then when it was popping enough, it moved over to MTV. Lupe, I saw Lupe on MTV2 a lot.
Kick Push.
And then even I got another like when digital cable first came out, we'll go to my sister's crib, watch MTVU. And I would get to see like just straight up underground cats. So that's why I started seeing Murs videos on MTVU and shit like that. Even though I was already like aware of Murs at the time, like I would be like, oh shit, oh here he is right here. But like just like that was like another feeling. And then when those shows kind of started to wane and die out, and like the show would come on, but they're not showing the full video, and shit like that kind of bullshit. And it seemed like the record, well, I'm sure the record labels always had a hand in those shows, but when it just started becoming like way more evident that they're like pushing certain people and doing shit, I mean, I guess if with a trained eye it was always evident, but anyway, I guess when it became more evident to me, it lost its appeal. But then I found that feeling in the blogs, in the blog era, and we had a whole episode about the blog era, so y'all know how I feel about that. But like even now, like it's harder to it for me with, I guess, not having the record collection like you guys. I gotta get on it, right?
Yeah. Pause.
Yeah. Wow. But like it's I don't have, it's still like a missing feeling from the blog era. Like there's certain times where it pops up, like there's certain artists who can like Kanye is one, like when he starts to roll out or something like that, like all of a sudden I get that excitement. Now I'm checking like my outlets, like, oh shit, what's he doing? Oh, he gonna put it on a stem player? Why would he do this? Like, so there's like, I'll find it in pockets here and there, but like, yeah, man, it's just different now.
One thing I do, it kind of goes back to what you were saying, was like when I found that Funkadelic album. Like I had no clue who they were. I just saw the cover art and I was like, this is fucking crazy. Like I'm gonna get it and we'll see. And like I specifically didn't like try to stream it on my phone first to like get a feel for what it was. Like I wanted to put it in my turn, and just like sit back and be like, press play and be like, all right, let's see what we gonna experience.
Hell yeah.
You know? So it's like, I don't know, it just I'm getting that feeling again.
Yeah, man, it's fun, right?
Yeah,
I like that. I enjoy that, and it feels so good when the music is amazing. Like when you find like a gem, like I've heard of Funkadelics because that's like a must-have. Like for vinyl collectors, that's something that's in a lot of collections. In fact, it's not even the record you got. I was surprised because when you showed me that, I was like, oh, I've never seen this one before. Ooh. You know what I mean? So like, it's cool when you find some shit that like you can really fuck with, and you just took a chance on it because you like the fucking artwork, you know?
Yeah. And that's another thing too, is that like me and Justice were listening to something and it was a little loud and we started talking, and like I was about to like pick up the remote from our receiver and like press pause, and I was like, oh, I can't do that. But one of the things that listening to vinyl does is like you listen to the full album. Mm-hmm. You know, it's a lot. I mean, you can skip ahead or skip to certain songs if you really want to, but you just let that bitch play.
Yeah.
Like how often now, unless like I'm really interested in a guy, am I like listening to the whole album? Well, I do it just because albums are kind of like, you know, like I want to experience the whole project. But a lot of people now just play the one song here or there and they don't even know what the album sounds like.
Yeah. No, I'm still the guy who like if I'm gonna listen to an album, I gotta listen to it in order to get
the like, whole picture.
You know what I mean? Understand what's going on.
I do that for everything. We were talking about Jason Mraz in the car. Yeah. And you were like, oh yeah, the I'm Yours, and we were talking about the I'm Yours and Lucky, and I was like, oh yeah, that's all the same album. I heard I'm Yours and I listened to his album.
Yeah.
Like that's what I do.
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
It's good shit. I think like we're describing this old feeling. It's really the old magic of music, because nowadays with it being instant, follows us everywhere, so many artists out there, there's always new music around. It's more of consumers like hesitant with what they want to listen to. Put yourself in your great grandparents' shoes, you know, when all they had was a turntable if they were lucky. Mm-hmm. No music anywhere.
The radio.
You can play the radio if you had a radio. Were you playing the radio all day? Did you have a radio? Oh, they might have had radios in their car. What I'm saying is, like, there was a time where music wasn't just everywhere.
Yeah.
Where you didn't have it in the palm of your hands, and you could have hundreds of thousands, if not millions and billions of songs.
And back then, the radio wasn't just...
And it wasn't
music too, because like they didn't have TV, so
like the news and
the radio was TV.
Yeah.
And the quality wasn't like it is today.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like the speaker systems, it didn't exist. It was still a new technology. So imagine seeing someone live in concert. Imagine traveling and seeing an artist you'd never heard of before. Like and then if you go further back into like medieval times or prehistoric like caveman days, like
shit, imagine sitting around the radio and listening to a radio drama with your family instead of watching a movie. The
whole concept of I'm leaning towards music, but the whole concept
that was just
the whole concept of like music and its existence and how we would react to it is wild. Like imagine you had never heard anybody sing ever in your life, and you're walking around and some girl singing on the corner. You're like, what the fuck is this? I've never heard anything like this before. Like, I didn't know people could make these sounds.
Damn.
You know what I mean?
With their face.
Their face.
Yeah.
Their whole face.
The whole face. Damn.
Reminds me of like the first time
what they forehead saying.
Like a nigga did give like a light show with the gloves, and they was doing like all this shit, and like, man, I was like, nigga, what the fuck? I didn't even know they did gloves like this. And then the person they was giving the light show to, I was just like, oh shit.
Yeah.
So yeah,
so it happens.
Yeah, it was.
I don't know how that ties in, but thank you for that.
He didn't know that hands with fingers with lights on those fingers
could do that shit. Like how motherfuckers can make them sounds with their face. Not you, because you've heard singing before. But the person.
Yeah.
But you know what? I feel like that feeling, because like technology touches everything in life. Mm-hmm. So that feeling that we're missing with music, like it extends to other things. Like think about for a second, like think about movies, how much we hear about people complaining, like, oh, they're doing another remake of this. Why can't anybody think of anything original? I can't find anything to watch on Netflix. Everything sucks on here. Blah blah blah. Like,
fuck y'all. Go watch some Peaky Blinders.
Peaky Blinders probably doesn't suck, I guess. So
that was very convincing. Probably doesn't suck, I guess.
Well, I mean, I haven't seen it, so I can't speak on it. What if I watch it and I'm like, nah, man, this shit bullshit.
Well, then you come back on the pod and said you're a fucking liar.
Yeah, so I'm gonna watch it.
Someone
now.
might take your eyes though.
I gotta watch it now for the pod.
For the pod.
For the pod.
Do it for the pod.
You know what I mean? So
speaking of doing it for the pod, we need it. Pause. We need to get our fucking black
we do
tattoo.
Yeah, and I was saying that I needed to get a new job before we did that, so that's happened. So yeah, no, let's set it. I'll figure out. Am I Canadian? Sorry, eh? But
if you're really Canadian, you'll pay for my tattoo.
Wow,
that'd be the nice thing to do.
Yeah, niggas, y'all know where the fuck I'm from. America.
I ain't Drake.
Oh, Drake ass nigga.
But yeah, no, let's we'll figure it out a day that we both have off, and like we gotta find a tattoo artist. I don't even know.
Luckily,
actually, I know some cats too.
Yeah, I thought you knew somebody. Like you said you were gonna hit someone up. If not, y'all.
No,
can...
I just thought of my man. Shout out to Sly, man, friend of the show. He actually one of these days we're gonna have you come on here. Maybe you know what? We're gonna have you come on after you do our Black Flamingos.
Or we can have him on while he does
the Black Flamingos. Nice. For the pod.
For the pod.
All right. Yeah.
For the pod.
No.
Why?
I'm not getting a tattoo of Black Flamingo.
Well, you don't have to get the... Wait, you're not getting... Oh, he has to get the tattoo?
Is it because it's black?
No.
All right.
I wouldn't get a yellow flamingo or a green flamingo.
All right, well, just give him a high five for the pod.
Yeah, for the pod. The high five was for the pod.
Sorry, for the pod.
For the pod.
We'll get one later.
Leave me hanging.
But yeah, that feeling like extends to movies, entertainment. Just like I was thinking about like comedies, right? Like there's a certain like think about that run that Adam Sandler went on. Like Billy Madison, Happy Gilmore, Wedding Singer, Waterboy, like all this shit that was coming out, and like there aren't comedies that come out that like have that feel like that anymore. Like think about like a big summer blockbuster funny movie and we're like, oh shit, like, and it's just like some dude who's starring some dude who's just like a funny motherfucker. Like every movie that comes out now, it's like the same three. Well, I guess it was kind of like that before, but like it was.
It's collapsing on itself.
But like it's like now every summer comedy movie,
yeah.
it's like fucking Kevin Hart.
What's the summer
Kevin
movie?
Hart.
That's what I was gonna say. Kevin Hart movie.
And The Rock.
Yeah, it's Kevin Hart and The Rock, or Kevin Hart and some other dude.
Yeah, but those two are funny.
I mean, I
like seeing them together.
I'm not mad at Kevin Hart. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, or The Rock.
I mean, what's the big summer movie this summer? Was it Jurassic World?
I don't know.
Fucking Top Gun? Like, what's the
Top Gun, I guess. But like I mean,
I didn't fuck with Top Gun when it came out.
There used to be like before it was like when summer was coming out, there would be like
three gang of movies. Yeah,
there was like 3 or 4 at least that we was all like, oh shit, and it would be like
we're still coming out of COVID though.
But it's been like this for years.
I'm saying even before COVID.
How long did it take for them to produce some shit? You know what I mean?
Damn.
I mean, I feel you, but I'm saying even before COVID, there was still this.
I don't go to the movies like I used to. I
This
don't
feeling.
feel that. Yeah, that excitement for a lot of shit. Even like I fucks with comic books and shit, and I love Marvel and what they've done. But I don't even get that with a lot of the Marvel shit. I'll go because my brother and my homies want to go, and I'll go with them to go see it. But otherwise, I just wait for the shit to come out.
Ah, nah, bro. All right, so maybe I'm different, like, cause like me and my kids get hyped,
Yeah.
especially for like Spider-Man's, and this last one, Into the Universe or whatever,
The
the
Multiverse?
multiverse, bro. I was in that theater, like, I don't know, it gave me the feeling of back in the day of being in the theater when I
Yeah.
saw Tobey Maguire. I was like, oh shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't be giving a shit about none of that Marvel shit.
I guess I'm very specific. Like there's specific things in the comics that I really fucked with, and none of that has been brought to the big screen yet. So to me, I'm kind of like, it's cool. I fucks with it. I know these characters. I follow some of them. Like, but I'm not. It's not my shit. It's not made for me. It's just some other comic book shit.
Shit, even like the movies coming out now, and I don't know if because there's a lot of shit that comes out straight to streaming too.
Yeah.
So maybe it's a byproduct. You know what I'm saying? Like how I'm saying, like with the
You can just wait for it.
Yeah.
You don't
Yeah,
have to go.
like-
but I still appreciate the movies. I like
No,
I like
I-
that shit.
Like, I'll still there's shit that comes out. Like, I'm not saying that every movie that comes out sucks. Like,
Yeah.
I was just talking to you about that movie Hustle. It's hey, Adam Sandler movie, and it was something that went straight to Netflix. But I fucking love that movie. It might be one of the best basketball movies I've ever seen. Like, it might be in like my top 10 basketball movies now.
Damn.
Speaking of movies that you gotta see in theater, though, isn't there supposed to be like an Avatar?
Yeah, there's supposed to be another Avatar
Yeah.
coming out. Yeah.
I'm excited for that shit. I
Yeah.
think that was probably the last. How old is that movie? That was the last time I was really excited to go see a movie in theaters. Like, I think it was like Christmas Day or something.
Yeah.
And me and my family went to go see it at an IMAX theater. Like, that shit was wild.
Yeah, I think at some point it changed to like, oh, I want to go to the movies to watch this movie, and then it's like, let's go to the movies. What's playing? You know what I'm saying? Like at some point it went to like, oh, let's go experience something. What's playing right now? As opposed to like, I'm going to the movies to watch this.
Yeah.
Well, I guess that's what it comes down to when we have everything at like instant access. It's moving away from what the content is and just about our experience.
Yeah.
You know, honestly, why I go to the movies?
Spend time quietly with your children
No, not at all.
for the popcorn.
100% for the popcorn.
Really?
And it
Popcorn is
always gives me a stomach ache.
You don't
but
just
I
make
can't.
popcorn at home?
It's not like the movie popcorn, bro.
Yeah.
You melt some butter, throw that shit on there. You
No,
throw
I'm-
some furikake.
At,
Say that again.
Furikake. or if you adventurous, you do the spicy arare with some liking moi powder.
no, I don't do none of that shit.
Yeah, I just do
eat
popcorn and butter and salt.
But shout out to my sisters actually really fuck with all that shit, and I'm like, hey, cool, man. They like, you still live there? How come you don't do that? I'm like, cause I don't like it, nigga. Damn.
You can throw some jalapenos on that bitch.
You know what, man? The most I'll do to popcorn besides just the regular salt and butter is I'll throw some hot sauce on that bitch sometimes.
Damn.
I've never done that.
Because you ain't black.
What?
Yeah, nigga, you thought all that goddamn.
Black below the waist.
I mean, shit. He is the Mongolian Marcellus Wallace, so
He don't look like a bitch.
facts.
Also, Jasian. That sounded Mongolian.
Facts.
You think it's about time to wrap this up?
Hell yeah.
Yeah, man. I think we've
We
talked
we
and
talked
sounded
about
old for a whole episode.
Hell yeah.
But like, hopefully there's other older folks watching that can relate.
follow my Instagram for vinyl Reels. Follow his Instagram to see him dance in Reels.
I don't really dance that much, but I
Follow
might.
his Instagram.
For a bunch of random shit. I mean, mostly records and bonsai trees and beers and.
And then follow the Two Dope Dad Instagram.
For podcast related shit
Hell yeah.
and other shit that we like.
All the
Kinda.
shit.
Mostly podcast though,
Mostly.
and playlists.
And
Tap-
reviews.
and
Tap in
reviews.
if you want a review. All right, man. Tune into our next episode, which will be happening next week. Same time, same place, same channel.
Thank you for watching the Cocaine Poppies.
Here's our outro.
That's my